menus and pages. So let's actually go into that. If I go into content and I go to menus here, this is where you can create menus. So when your customers are on the top of your website, they can actually click. I keep my menus very simple. So what I'll do here is I go to create a new menu. The first thing is just going to be the homepage, right? So if I go here, boom, homepage, hit save. Next, we're going to add the product itself. So let's say I have the product. Let's go with the funny Halloween. Let's go with pumpkin slides here. I'm just going to leave it like this. So normally we do one product stores, right? Very rarely do you see on a successful dropshipper, especially like myself, are we like testing like 6 or 7 different products on a store. It's normally just one product with some upsells, downsells that can help pair well with the product. So we don't really need to have like a collection where it's like this collection, like think about clothing stores and websites. We don't need to have shorts, tops, or anything like that. So a lot of times we just have the homepage where they can go to the homepage, which never really matters, and the product page, which is really just the product, the one product that we're selling. And then we'll add some other things like tracking. And so we'll do like track your order. So people can easily go back to your website, go to orders here and hit save. That's really it. Again, when you're testing different products, this is important to come back and remember to update this. For homepage, you don't have to update this. And for track your order, you don't have to update this. But for this page here, you're going to want to make sure you have that updated. So if I was testing different products, I was done testing pumpkin slides and I want to build a new store around a different product, I would just come back here in the content and menus and make sure I update that. Okay. And then just always hit save here. Sometimes it's glitches, so it's going to keep telling you to save. And then when you leave, it doesn't do anything. Just hit discard afterwards, refresh, and then you're good to go. Okay, when it comes to products and suppliers and all that stuff, creating products is super easy. You just go to the product section here, hit add product. And then this is very depending on the brand and the product that you're running. Obviously, if you have questions, just shoot me a message or leave it in the Loom reviews. I'll show you how to do this. But this is where you would obviously name your product. Description, you don't need to do in Shrine or whatever theme you end up going with. We can go back and manually add a description. This is where you're going to upload pictures. Category doesn't really matter. Price matters, obviously. You're going to have to set a price to the product. And then the compare price. For compare price, I always do like a $10 difference. So you don't want to do anything too crazy. This is basically saying, hey, we normally charge $39.99, but for today, you're going to get it for $29.99. This is just to make, obviously, our current price, which would be this, more enticing, because we can tell customers, hey, we normally charge $39.99, but this price has literally no effect on anything. It just makes it that your main price is more enticing. Make sure charge tax on this product is on. Cost per item, this is just for your financials and making sure that you're obviously profitable, but based off the quote you got from your supplier, this is what you're going to put in here. I just pair the price of the product and the shipping cost together as my one total cost per item. So if I'm selling these slippers here, for example, let's say these were pumpkin slippers, and I was getting it for $4 plus $5 shipping, together it's $9 cost per item. Okay, we can always talk about like certain margins and metrics to be behind down the line in the program. But generally speaking, we want to price our product 3 times the amount that we're spending to acquire that and send it to the customer. So if it costs me $9 total to purchase the product from my supplier and ship it to my customer, if it's costing me $10, I want to normally price my product around $30. Inventory, you don't need this on, right? Always uncheck track inventory. Your suppliers will take care of that for you. Just make sure that if you are using BS dropshipping, which again is a whole nother section under sourcing in the program, just make sure that this is turned on, so that this product in Shopify and BS dropshipping's tools will connect. And anytime you get a new order, this will automatically get uploaded into their platform, okay? Or whatever supplier you end up going with. If you're using AutoDS, whatever, this is where you would turn that on. SKUs don't really matter, but I think sometimes Shopify requires this. So this is just basically in the hyperlink. If someone were to see the hyperlink of your product, what is it saying in the hyperlink? So if I was selling pumpkin slippers, I can just say slippers, and now that's going to show up in the hyperlink. This really doesn't matter too much, but just put it, put something in there just so Shopify knows. And then if you have different colors of a product, you just go to add variants here. This is where you can add, the color, size difference, and then you can add, if I want to do white, black, and then just hit save. And then of course you would upload the picture of the different colors of that variant here. And then there you go. You don't really need anything for search engine optimization because again, we're using Facebook ads here. Always make sure under publishing and status that this is active when you're done and hit managing, and make sure this is all turned on and hit done. Okay, that will make sure your product is actually active. And that's it. That's how you create a product. So for an example, this is what, this would be an example of a product here. I have it white and black. I didn't put the price, but I should put the price there. And then if I go here to products again, we can see some other examples here. Like this Halloween hoodie. I have the different colors and SKUs at the different price point, and you can see here that's really all you need, right? We'll do a lot of the editing and stuff like that in the actual store, the product page, but for now this is just so we can have the physical product under our store. Orders will populate here. Obviously, once you get orders in, if you have this connected to a supplier's tool, like an app like BS Dropshipping, they will automatically fulfill this for you. And then the rest of the stuff doesn't really matter too much. Discounts, we do all the discounts in directly in the on the website itself. Sometimes though, we are required to create a specific discount code. So something like Shrine, for example, will be able to take the discount code and apply it automatically for your customers. And then analytics is here. We'll talk more analytics down the line, but for now, obviously, you're just getting started, so you don't really need to worry too much about this, but this is where you'll check out your analytics. Cool. So once you have that pretty much all said and done, you are pretty much ready to start getting to product market research, start actually learning how to find good products, and also learn how to build a good store and get ready to test your first product or your next.